Alright, I've been using a WereWolf Hide based build on a DK, which really feeds my ultimate, which in turn feeds my resources and that sort of thing. And if you watch my previous videos, you'll kind of get where I'm coming from. Basically, most of it's the same. I've got the Bloodspawn set. 511, the focus being on a medium build. I've got the WereWolf Hide. Everything is impenetrable and everything is trash stat glyphed for maximum resources all the way around. I'm in Cyrodiil now. My health is up pretty far. I think we have Emperor. Oh, just a minute here. Okay, yeah, we do. A friend of mine is Emperor right now. So yeah, I've got 29k health. I've got 1200 magicka, pretty good pull of magicka. I've got 34k stamina. Basically 5 pieces of medium WereWolf Hide, everything impenetrable, everything trash stat glyphed. The secondary set, besides the Master Helm, is the Swordslinger set. Now I'll show you a few things about this that are kind of interesting, but I've got 1 stamina recovery. Now you can play with the weapon damage. You can put an additional weapon damage glyph here, but I prefer a little bit of stamina recovery. I like it to be right around here. If I go with a trash stat drink, I'm all the way up to 17.59. But anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. I've got stamina recovery, weapon damage, everything is in robust. Now I don't have enough stones here to go with putting all these in protective. I would like to do that, but with robust it does give me a few things. One main thing is damage, and the other thing is healing as well. I may stick with this for a while, or I may end up going with a couple protective and 1 robust. I'm not sure just yet. This is still kind of in the experimental phase. But the Swordsinger's necklace and the jewelry plus the weapons really works to increase your damage quite a bit. I'll show you on my back bar. I've still got the Hundings Rage, but really on the back bar, I don't really care so much at all about damage, because that's not really where I'm doing my damage. What I do is I apply my damage here, and that's where I apply it. And I'm going to go ahead. Okay, right now my cauterize is at 7,400. Venomous Claw is at about 25k. Noxious Breath is about, I'd say 17k. A little bit more, closer to 18k. Resolving Vigor is 19,925. And of course I've got Spell Wall as a defensive. Okay, now my Resolving Vigor is at 20.6k. And that's a lot of healing out here in Cyrodiil. And these two do a lot of damage. Now if you pay attention here, I'm all buffed up. My Venomous Claw is dealing 5188 damage and 20.310. Okay, now if I go here, as you can see, I'm on my two-handed bar, and the venomous claw doesn't really seem to care about the fact that I'm on my two-handed bar now. When it was applied on the back bar, because now it's dealing a lot more damage. It's almost we'll just call that 5k plus 22k. That's a lot of damage. Of course, let's see what else we have here. Venomous Claw, Noxious Breath. Let's see. Noxious Breath is a... okay, now all of a sudden my Noxious Breath is dealing right at around 20,000 damage. So as you can see, my Sword Singer, even though I apply these things on the back bar, if I switch to the front bar, it's going to be so much more. So that's what we got going on with the Sword Singer set. And the Sword Singer set doesn't really care about what you applied on your back bar. It only really cares about the fact that you've got a two-handed weapon in the front. So basically on the back bar you can apply you can use whatever you want, and if you come to the front bar, it's going to give you so much more. Now typically when I'm in a fight, these are my buffs. So what I do is I buff here, and I apply these two, Venomous Claw, and I apply Noxious Breath. And then I go to work here on my front bar. I've got Dizzying Swing, Critical Rush, Reverse Slice. So as you can see, Critical Rush buffed up, it's at 7,000. My Dizzying Swing is 16k, which is pretty strong. My Take Flight is at 21,795, almost 22k. Okay, yeah, we're sitting at 21,795, which is also getting buffed by the Sword Singer set. So basically, everything is being buffed up by this set. Now, just going into it, I guess there's that. And as far as the two-handed weapons, if you're going with a sword, swords increase your damage done by 6%. Now this will go across the board. Your Take Flight will be affected by this. Everything else will be affected by this. Now, basically, I guess that's about it. That's about the extent of the build and what I've done to change it. I do plan on being able to change probably two of these to a more to the protective trait. That will give me a little bit more in terms of what's going on there. Basically, I was able to fight off with the hundings rage set. I was able to fight off maybe 4 or 5 people at a time and keep going with it. I mean, I wouldn't always win or anything like that, but you know, I would be able to take them on for quite a while. Now with this, I'm not sure how that's going to work. I'm going to have increased stats, increased healing, and that sort of thing. But as far as being able to fight multiple people, you know, maybe not. Right now, my spell and physical resistance are sitting at, my spell resistance is at 24k, and my physical resistance is at 20.8k. Now, if I was to, once the Bloodspawn procs, I'll be sitting at probably about a little bit higher than that, maybe 25, 26k, somewhere in there. But that might be enough. That might actually be enough for me to go to work and to get damage done and everything else. But I may end up transferring these on over to the protective freight anyway. But for now, they're in the robust, and this is actually going to give me more damage. I may be happier with this. But anyway, as you can see, I don't really care that much about what's going on in my back bar, because on my back bar, basically what I'm using is my buffs here, and I apply the damage to my enemy here using these, and then I switch to my front bar, and when I do that, of course, the damage carries over, and I'm able to do a little bit more in terms of damage and that sort of thing. As you can see, Venomous Claw is all the way up to almost about 27k. Noxious Breath is about, I'm just going to call that 20k. These things carry over as you apply them on your back bar and go to your front bar. The only thing the Sword Singer sets cares about is the fact that you got a two-handed weapon in front of there. So anyway, I just thought I'd go ahead and show you this. It's been a pretty good build so far. In a way, having the tri-stack glyphs everywhere and everything in impenetrable, you have a lot of the benefits of heavy armor without some of the drawbacks. You've got more critical, you've got more weapon damage, that sort of thing, with a medium armor build, which is what this is and what it's focused on. But you do have a lot of the tankiness as well, especially with the Bloodspawn set. Everything it always seems to proc, although you can't rely on it 100%. It does proc quite a bit, and it gives you that that extra resistance that you need, and of course the ultimate gen. Now this thing generates ultimate like crazy. Starting with the Nord, this shows where you gain ultimate every time you're hit. Not only that, you've got the Bloodspawn set, and on top of that, you got the WereWolf Hide. So you're basically going to have your ultimates up just about all the time, and they're going to be really, really effective. So in turn, what that is going to do under your Earth and Heart passives, you're going to gain resources back every time you do an ultimate. So basically, you're not going to be in a position to run out of resources. Now coming back here, I'll show you really quick. I've been using the Tristat potions, and the reason being is not necessarily for the health or not even the stamina, but just having the magicka in order to use some of my other skills. This is important to keep up. If you're keeping this up, you're going to heal for quite a bit. You're going to heal for quite a bit here, and you're going to heal for quite a bit here. If you use these two together, you're going to be really hard to kill. If you remember, we're at a 40% crit rate. So 40% of the time, these are going to crit. I'm not sure about this one. I think this is based on your spell of critical, but this will crit heal you as well, which adds a lot to the equation. Basically, what I've done is when you're in a group of enemies or whatever, and I want to go ahead and heal, I'll try to be buffed up somewhat, but I can have cauterize going, and I can have vigor going as well, and I can block with my shield, and that will give me the time to fully heal up and that sort of thing. And then I can go to work on my two-hander bar. So anyway, I guess that's what I've been doing, and it really does seem to work pretty well. So I just thought I'd share that with you. No, I'll probably be looking. I'll be looking around for a back bar set to match this, but I may not even need it really, and I may not even bother with it that much. Actually, what I have here is probably going to be just fine for me, due to the fact that this isn't really a damage set on my back bar. So anyway, yeah, I just thought I'd show you this, and it gives you some ideas. I think this is going to be a lot stronger than Hunting's Rage. As you can see, now this could crit as well. My healing is at 7423. Basically, this can happen once every 5 seconds. Along with this, resolving vigor, you figure 20k for this. It's a pretty good deal. So anyway, probably for the most part, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be fighting with your front bar, and then whenever you want to heal, you come to your back bar, and you can also apply these two to your enemy. Of course, if you have these going on, your enemy, once you switch to your front bar, you're going to basically destroy them. So yeah, I guess that's about it. I hope this helps you guys, and to give credit to where credit's due, I've watched Perch Pelican's videos, and he seems to really have a pretty good beat on things, and that's where I got some of the ideas for the sword singer and that sort of thing. But anyway, yeah, I would encourage you guys just to kind of get out there and look at different armor sets and come up with creative builds of your own to use. I find it's kind of fun and rewarding, at least to me it is, to be able to create something and then go out there and destroy stuff. So Anyway, I hope this helps you guys, and I'll see you out there. Take care.